Hello, welcome back, winners. My name is Michael, and welcome to episode 18 of the Outside Bet. Couple of second takes this morning. We don't normally do that, but one of them was very hilarious as the camera fell off its tripod. We've had an amazing weekend so far. We're up 24% over the weekend, and we've still got a big winning bet out in Italy tonight. So Italian football's been covered in yesterday's episode 17 of the podcast, so go back and watch that if you want. And of course, we have another big free bet at the end of this podcast, or we wouldn't be doing it. As ever, we need to keep the content free and we need to keep it coming. So please like and subscribe. Click that bell icon on YouTube. If you're listening on audio, please hit the 5-star review button and leave us a 5-star review. It massively helps us in our category. And let's get on to talking about the football. I mean, it was one of those weekends where everything we did worked. So there's no point in celebrating those. We didn't celebrate or commiserate too much in the midweek when everything we tried didn't work, really. I do think, again, that as we reiterated yesterday, that you've got to be careful with midweek fixtures. If top-level Premier League managers are resting players, then form and therefore our models can be slightly wrong. This was a much more a return to form this weekend. I'm recording this quite early in the day, which is good for the value we've managed to find on one of the matches, on quite a few of the matches this week. But it's also a reflection I've got to go to London to actually do the day job, which is very rare these days. But before going to London, I thought I'd quickly update the models for the Championship midweek fixtures, because that's a good source of income for us, and it has yielded a number of very good leans. So I thought I'd do a quick video, try and upload this before I get on the train to London, because I think uploading it later as we're having a couple of Christmas lunches and Christmas drinks, so it could be a bit messy. We have got leans and bets everywhere in the Championship. I'll do the leans. I'll give you all the leans because we haven't yet started the Patreon where people on the lowest tier will get the leans. We've already sent out all the bets to the private WhatsApp group members. They've already got them, and that's because we have found amazing value. But we also know that that's because the books are quite young, and the value will get absolutely eaten up throughout throughout this afternoon and early evening, particularly after the games finish in Europe and the Premier League. And then tomorrow morning, I suspect the majority of the value we found will be gone. So the leans, to give you the leans properly, we've got overs in the Preston, Southampton, Sheffield United, Watford and QPR games. And we've got supremacy leans in the Southampton, Charlton, Sheffield United, Watford and QPR games. Now, as you will notice, those are very similar lists. Now, we've discussed this before, but I will quickly take a chance, as this is a short podcast today, to reiterate the problem of the double bet. Our models are showing that there's going to be more goals than expected in some of these matches. And that's just the simple model. The model works out the predicted goals for the game, divides them by the predicted teams, and shows a supremacy weighting. Therefore, if we then compare that to find value, and we're looking for our one-goal supremacy, which we've talked about many times before. If we are showing amazing value in the overs market, it is extremely likely, especially if one of the teams is a favourite, that we will be showing supremacy advantage to that same team. And that is because we are saying there's going to be more goals in this game. We are saying Team A is a strong favourite. Therefore, we are saying that Team A will win by more goals than the same bookie suggests. So it just means that there's numerous ways to play these things. If we've got goals and the home team supremacy, it means you can look at all your bet builders, all your individual lines that people like to bet on, like even shots on target, even goals for a goal scorer, even any of the bet builders that involve first half, maybe supremacy. You just have a look, and if a team's very strong in first halves or second halves, or if they're strong at the end of the half or at the start of the half, it doesn't matter. The value that we've discovered in the total goals market and in the supremacy market will equate to more of that at the same value, as long as the value exists with the bookmaker you use. So you need to find out if the game's value for you. If it is, then work out if the bets you like are covered by that value. Quick look at the weekend's talking points. Liverpool, Mo Salah dominated everything. I briefly spoke about it yesterday. It's the sort of thing we do a talking in football on occasionally, because what we're looking for when we do talking in football pieces are changes to a team that could affect the models going forward. So a pivot moment where long term it changes. First glance, the pivot is bad news for Liverpool. You know, chaos in the camp, the sort of thing you don't want top players coming out and saying, especially top players who've underperformed, and especially in a team that's underperformed terribly, noticeably top players being absent. I'm not so sure this morning whether this is the case. Mo's about to go off to AFCON. I think this gives Slot a chance to revitalise the team around him. It gives him a chance to build around a Szoboszlai, Wirtz, possibly Isak, but Ekatike axis with numerous different options. And I think it gives Slot a chance to galvanise that attack and actually get Liverpool scoring goals. And they might have played terribly against Leeds, but they scored 3. It doesn't matter what we think, though, according to the models, that is one terrible defence. So it's still not going to make Liverpool a bet until they stop letting in goals. And they're not going to stop letting in goals until they buy a centre-back and a 6. However, these are not new problems. And whether they can address them in the transfer window is still up to debate. Mo Salah and Slot, I don't think there's any coming back from that. We've got a title race in England. Aston Villa, Man City and Liverpool. Aston Villa, Man City and Arsenal are all in it. I don't think it changes much this weekend's results. I still think Arsenal are the best team by quite a distance. Sure, Man City are excellent going forward, but they look like they're capable of losing a couple of games. They've already lost 4 this season. And Villa's early run shows that their team is capable of losing a game. Now, they are the form team. No one's arguing about that. But form is begot from fixtures, and the fixtures they've had have been good, and now they've beaten Arsenal at the end of it. That's excellent. If they are top in 5 league games' time, they will be an extremely serious proposition to win the league. But those 4 of those fixtures are not easy. So let's see how they go. And let's see if Arsenal can get back to winning ways. Obviously, Arsenal need to start keeping clean sheets again. And that means they need to get some defenders back. But I think we all can all see that they're still a quality side. Last little talking point, because I don't want to go on too long. I've got to get up to London. I've got to upload this video. Is it's Champions League week. And I don't do Champions League models. So we'll just be having some bets on the Championship as per this video. We might put some leans out on the Champions League. We know how to bet on it. We know how it works. The problem is that the static form and the fact that teams can already be through in the Swiss format and not need to play strongest teams means it's a very unreliable betting, and it's certainly something you could never put large stakes on for us. Of course, City are playing Real Madrid this week, and that means everyone's going to be watching that, which gives us a chance to maybe pick up some more value in the Championship, of course. Because when all eyes are on something, maybe it's worth betting on something else. So we'll see about that. And we also love watching the Champions League. Who doesn't? And we'll see all of our teams go again. If you like an Italian team, if you like a Spanish team, if you like a Premiership team, then there's something in it for everyone. Big ups to Napoli, have gone top of the league in Italy. We love them as a club. Everyone's second team. So we love that. Let's just timestamp this video. It is 8 minutes, probably going to be 8 minutes 15 when we start the big bet. If we timestamp it 8 minutes 15. And let's give it a go. Hello and welcome to the big bet at the end of podcast 18. Thank you for joining us. If you have fast forwarded to the timestamp of 8 minutes 15, please give us a like and subscribe. Please add us to your favourite podcast and please click the bell icon, because when you get a value bet like this one comes up today, I suspect the value will be gone by this evening. It might even be gone by this afternoon, but it's there right now and it's in the Championship Tuesday night fixtures. We've got a lot of leans and a lot of bets. We've sent them out to the WhatsApp group who get all of the bets, and we've done all of the leans in the first half of this video. The bet is on the Southampton game and is amazing value at the moment. I suspect, as I said, it will get eaten up today, which is why we talk about the bell icon, so you can get notification that the new video's up. But if you're looking at the Southampton game, we can get overs over 2.5 on the Asian handicap market, but overs at 1 pip better than evens, which is absolutely incredible, because we think our model has 4.7 goals for the game, and that's split 3.55 to 1.10 in favour of the home team. If you think about it, that means we're being offered evens on 2.5 goals, but we've got 4.5 plus. That is 2 whole goals value. We never see that. We only look for 1 whole goal value, so we've got an absolute beauty here. And remember, as ever, all your bet builders, all your rackers, and anything else you like to do all stem from the over market and the supremacy market. So when you combine those 2 markets, you can farm out good, like, number of shots, number of corners, whatever you like, are all derivatives of this. So by all means have a look at some other bets for value, but make sure the value is still there before you bet. So, for example, if you log on and look at the over 2.5 market and it's gone from evens to 1.6, then be careful because you might have missed the value already that we're talking about. So come on, Southampton, and come on the goals. We'll start our week as our weekend went, hopefully, which is absolutely brilliant with more winning bets. And all that remains to be said is goodbye, good luck, and we'll be back soon with a midweek update. A first look at the weekend, and there'll be another free bet. And if there is another free bet, we'll be doing another free podcast, and you'll get it here. So smile, everyone, and good luck. Be safe, be nice, everyone, and love you lots. See you soon.